Hi. Thank you for reminding me that good feels good, that it's so simple.
Yes, indeed. That is what it's all about.
My vision now is so clear and it is so close. I can feel all the pieces coming together, and I don't know the timing or the details, and I think that's what makes it so fun, that it's the knowing that it's just coming around the corner and it's coming to me.
But there's something else that is evident in your vibration, and that is an awareness that it's still future tense.
Yes.
You see, this is what we're wanting to help you to understand. If you have a goal to accomplish something like this, if you have a goal to accomplish it and it hasn't manifested yet, then there still is an awareness of absence of something wanted, which prolongs it, which holds it in that suspended animation indefinitely. But if your goal is to get in the vortex, you can accomplish that immediately, and at the same time, you stop disallowing everything that you've been asking for to come. Can you feel the difference?
Yes. And that's why I say I feel the pieces. I feel pieces every day, and I do feel that I'm getting, and when I'm around the vortex, I feel the ease of that. I feel the excitement of it. I feel the knowing.
But what we're wanting to guide all of you toward is, rather than having such a keen awareness of where you stand in relationship to what you want. In other words, instead of being aware of the missing pieces that are still coming into place, but they're still sort of, they haven't completed the picture. Mm-hmm. Instead of being aware of that, what about a conversation about what's in the vortex? What about a conversation about what's working? In other words, that's what the whole point of a focus wheel is, and a focus wheel is just a process like a vortex. The purpose of the focus wheel is to find something that you already believe that sort of matches where you're going, so that you're focusing upon what you already do know that matches it, rather than focusing upon what's missing. Can you feel the difference?
Yes.
So,
and also noticing every day what is showing up is what I'm trying to say too. I notice when when I'm in the vortex. I notice.
Well, we
the things
hear
that
your
are there.
words, and we don't doubt that you mean them at all. But the reason that we are responding to you in the way that we are is because as you're counting the pieces on your way to the completion, the pieces that haven't come into place are vivid in your vibration, and they're holding you up.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So Abraham, what do I do? If I'm here and I want to be over there, I can't notice that I'm not over there? We say, that's what we're saying to you. That's what we're saying. You mean I can't face reality at all? That's what we're saying to you. In other words, you just want to amplify the pieces that have come into place in such a way that the missing pieces become irrelevant. Use what you've got as your reason to be in the vortex, not what you don't have as your motivation to want to be in the vortex. Hear the difference? Very fine difference, but it makes all the difference in the world. What we want you to hear, and you've helped us say it in a new and clearer way, you're the only missing piece that we have any interest in talking about.
Okay.
And if you're not in the vortex, you're the missing piece. And when you get in the vortex, there can be no missing pieces, because you're the only piece that could ever be missing, you see.
Okay.
So where do we want to go? Into the vortex. How do we do it? Any way we can. Is there one way? No, there are endless ways.
But is it easier right now to stay general? I mean, just an example is I want a house, and I know I want the house, and it's just real clear.
But why do we have to talk about what you want that you don't have? Why do we have to talk about that? What's this incessant determination to shine a spotlight on something other than something that's already wonderful and already in your life? In other words, do we have to fill a void before you can be whole? Do you have to have that house before you can get in the vortex?
Oh, no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That what I have now is wonderful, and it's working. And I need to move. So it's like, okay, where do you want to move? How do you want to make that happen? So I'm looking at a house. That's what I would really love to have. And then I'm thinking, well, don't get into the details too much, because you don't have that. Think about what's the next logical step. What could you do that's a step going in the right direction? Could you look at a rental?
But you see, what we are wanting to convey to you is that, and everyone pretty much does it who's physically focused, but it's not working out all that well for most of you. Mm-hmm. And that is, you're trying to figure out what to do. We're trying to get you to figure out how to feel. You're trying to figure out what to say. We're trying to get you to figure out what to think and feel. You're trying to figure out where to move. We're trying to get you to just go in the vortex and feel good for a moment. In other words, it's like getting the cart before the horse a little bit. You are very much into the action part of it. Now, you would disagree with that because you've been using your mind and molding the energy, but what we feel in your vibration is a much stronger activation about the missing pieces than the pieces that have come into place. And so, yes, your inclination to be more general would serve you better. The more general you are, then the vaguer the missing pieces are. And the vaguer the missing pieces are, then the less resistance. And then the less resistance, the easier it is for the vortex to call you in. And as the vortex calls you in, that's when the ideas will come about where to go. Yes. Those stepping stones along the way will start lighting up for you, you see. Yes. But it really is about easing up on the action and easing up on the trying to make it happen and getting more into the allowing it to happen. And we're just in this seminar here today, we've been so repetitive that some of you are ready to go screaming from the room. But really, if we could just impress it upon you enough that you would leave here saying, I've got one thing and one thing only to do, and that is to get into the vortex, and everything else is irrelevant. Where I am in relationship to this house that I want or need is irrelevant in relationship to me being in the vortex. Where I am in relationship to my body, weight, or well-being is irrelevant in relationship to me being in the vortex. I'm putting things that I can't do anything about from here ahead of things I can do something about. That's really the point that we're trying to make. You can do something about your thought and the way it feels. You can do something about getting into the vortex. You can't, from outside the vortex, do anything about any of those other things. That you can take a lot of actions, but they won't yield you any results that are any different than the results you've been getting.
But I thought visualizing about what I want makes me feel good, which is what brings good thoughts and puts me in the vortex. That's what I thought I was doing.
Visualizing what you want at face value, if visualizing what you want makes you feel good, then you're in the vortex. Okay. But all we were saying to you in this leading edge fine-tuning is that what we felt from you as you were tiptoeing into this visualizing what you want is that when you visualized what you wanted, you activated the end of the stick and the missing pieces were more prevalent in your vibration than the other. And if that weren't true, this conversation would have been over a long time ago and everything that you wanted, you'd already be living.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
Can you feel?
Yes.
That was good.
Okay.
That was really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is delicious to come together with those like you who are coming every day to understand who you are. Be easy about all of this. And we are pleased with the sales job that you have evoked from us here today, because we can feel that more of you have a stronger determination to do the only thing that you can do and the only thing that you need to do, and that is get into the vortex. And don't get into the vortex with the attitude, I must get in and stay in. Get into the vortex with the attitude, I really like it in here, and I'm going to be in here as much as possible. And if I find myself outside of it, I'll just get back in as quickly as I can. But I don't mind doing a little step one work for the good of the universe. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain incomplete.